My next guest, Kate Lincoln-Goldfinch, is back on the James Show. She's an immigration attorney here in the great state of Texas. And, Kate, you have expressed that you're not a big fan of Alligator Alcatraz. I wanted to start with that and ask, how would you fix it up? How would you improve it and to where it would be up to your standards?
Well, first of all, I think that we should not be detaining people who don't have a criminal history, people who are going through the legal process, people who are not a flight risk, they're not a danger to the community. So let's just back up and say, I don't agree with widespread detention of immigrants because they happen to be immigrants. But if we are actually detaining people who, serve as a flight risk or a danger to the community, then they should be in detention centers that are humane, where there's space, there's enough toilet, there's for everybody, there's enough water, there's enough food, there's medical care, there's beds to sleep on, men and women aren't mixed together in spaces. I mean, just basic sort of human rights and dignity needs to be considered.
But if you can't mix men and women, then you have to split up families.
Well, if we're talking about, first of all, family detention is an entirely separate situation. I do not agree with family detention. Absolutely, children should never be placed in jail. That is just a horrific thing to even contemplate or consider. So I'm not talking about family detention, but there have been reports that women have been put in holding pens with men, and they have these open toilets, and so women have to use the bathroom in front of the men who are not their family members.
Yeah, that sounds kind of tough. Kate Lincoln-Goldfinch, immigration attorney here on the James Show. So if you have an exception for never wanting to put or detain a child, then all someone has to do is have a child with them when they're going through the process of illegal immigration so they can avoid being detained themselves.
Well, listen, when we're talking about someone who's in a process, if they're being deported, if the parents are being deported and the children are being sent home with them, that's not a detention situation. What I'm talking about is when we're holding people for extended periods of time because they're in some type of legal process. No, the children should not be detained. Nobody should place a child in jail. And so the families, again, we're talking about people who don't have a criminal history, who are just here because they are asylum seekers. There's no reason why anybody in that situation should be in a detention center. Absolutely not. If
I go visit Alligator Alcatraz, you want me to get you a T-shirt?
No, thank you.
I'm just having fun with you. Thank you very much for putting up with me. Kate Lincoln-Goldfinch, you're a great sport, and I appreciate you being on the James Show. How do they find your services outside of WBAP, ma'am?
I'm all over all the socials. You can look up my name, Kate Lincoln like the president, and Goldfinch like the bird.
Kate Lincoln-Goldfinch from Lincoln-Goldfinch Law.